Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to talk about something while I get some fresh air, some exercise. Is that one of the main issues I see pertaining to the African American Muslim gender wars, as I title it, and discussions and showing how they're displeased with the opposite sex and relating to marriage options. And for one end of the spectrum is the African American Muslim women complaining about Muslim brothers. Rather, it's the lack of their devotion or related to their means. And then on the other end, on the African American brothers end complaining about the black woman, is they're complaining about how she's not devoted and very delusional about her her situation or her condition, meaning that if it's going to make her desirable for marriage or not. For example, the number one thing I hear a lot and see a lot is that the brothers complaining a lot of sisters have kids with different men and they couldn't keep their relationships or their marriages with their children's father, and they go on to other marriages hoping that other brothers take care of their children that's not theirs. So when we look into some of this social issues and some of the issues and the dilemmas that fall into our community, and I would say that both sides have some merits. Both sides' argument or complaints have merits. But I noticed something. Of all the discussion on Facebook, all the discussion on YouTube, all the discussion on other mediums and platforms, and I'm talking specifically for the African American Muslims, no one talks about statistics between the African American men and African American Muslim. For example, I haven't seen to this day any statistics from Muslims, African American Muslims, that speak about what are the ratio between the African American males and females. No one speaks about the ratio. Are there more women in the Black American Muslim community? Are there more men? No one talks about statistics. And the thing that I fear the most is the reason why no one talk about the statistics in our community related to the ratio between male and female in the African American Muslim community, because no one cared to do the research. No one cares to do the research. Then that's going to go back to, why are we complaining about the black male and the black female when no one's doing the homework, the research, to see how is the African American Muslim community actually really doing? First, and start off with, what's the ratio between males and females? What are their incomes? What is their background education? What is their living conditions? No one bothers to look into the research behind anything. And it seems like that we are taking for face value the arguments that are coming from the non-Muslims from the African American community. We're actually taking on the persona and the arguments and the debates from the kuffar, from our people. I see you, kitty cat. I see you. I see you not gonna jump on me. I'm watching you real good. It's a little cat right here. Look, trying to jump on me. I see you. You ain't jumping on me, little kitty cat. He's dark black. You can't see him. Like he's about to sneak up on me and jump on me. So no one's doing the research. So it appears that we are taking on arguments from our counterparts, meaning the African American community, who people are bringing about these debates not to bring real solutions, rather yet it is only to get the views up, the algorithms. So then we have to, as a Muslim, I have to sit back and start contemplating and working the intellect, and with the intellect, gearing the intellect towards Islam and what Islam say. وَتَوْجِيهَاتِ إِسْلَامِيَّةٍ, Islamic solutions and thinking to fix our issues or our social issues, whether it's social, economical, if it's psychological, it is health, whatever it's geared towards, I have to look at it from an Islamic aspect. So when the brothers and sisters are arguing about for example, sisters complaining about brothers and brothers complaining about the sisters, they just sit back and ask, what research have we done to prove that? What are the statistics that we have used to prove that? If there's any research in our community that's coming from us that are showing evidence for that, no one even asks in the African American Muslim community when the people are complaining about the opposite sex, the brothers are no good and this and that. What is the ratio between the men and the women in the African American Muslim community? What are the ratio between them? What is the income bracket? Because a lot of sisters are delusional and don't look at numbers, but when they go to work, they work for the kuffar, they work for their white boss, they can definitely do add and subtract, prove the numbers or get the numbers. But when it comes to our own people and in solving our problems, we can't do it. We can solve our boss's problem to make them more rich, to make them richer. And likewise, the brothers who are quick to put down the African American or black woman, we fail to realize how deep rooted and black anti-sentiment has been pushed to destroy the black family, and how far the US government has gone to destroy the nuclear family, the black family. Even today, we don't see and realize how it impacts our women. Likewise, our sisters. You don't see how the government went out of its way to destroy the nuclear family, the black men, who's the real threat, not you as a black woman. And how this has impacted our society and impact our finances, that even that has that is part of the ending or the outcome that we see today that's happening between us. We're still blaming each other. We don't look for facts. We don't do research. We don't look at the numbers. We don't do no data, no research. Don't look for the numbers. Many of us don't even know what's the ratio of African American Muslims in our state that we live in. Many of us don't know how many of the African American live in the state that we live in, or the district, or the county that we live in. We don't know the numbers. We don't know the ratio. So before we start jumping on bandwagon of this gender war between black males and black females, then we want to bring that into the African American Muslim community, these arguments and these debates into the African American Muslim community, where these arguments don't look for solutions. It is a meeting for people to complain and to cause more destruction and more division against the nuclear family. You're working with that agenda in this government to break up the black family. You're part of it. You're part of the problem. And we are easy people to be manipulated because we don't use the intellect, and we definitely don't use our deen. So we're complaining just like our counterparts are complaining, but we don't look at what are the Islamic solutions. We're just complaining like everybody else complaining. We don't do no research. We don't know the ratio in our community of how many Muslims live in our community. We don't know if the Muslim women in our community or our state, from the African American Muslim community, we don't even know if they outnumber the men or the women. We don't even know the ratio. We don't have no research teams to do this. And matter of fact, the saddest thing that we don't even see as being important. Best believe you won't be the people who bring the solution. I end on that note.